Today we're going to be making one of the most requested recipes on our channel, keto butter chicken. And we're going to be serving that butter chicken on top of some amazing aromatic ginger garlic cauliflower rice. So we've been making this recipe for years and tweaking it along the way, and it's really good, but I'm not sure why we didn't ever bother making a video about it. I think it's because a lot of these spices are pretty expensive, and so yes, there's initial upfront investment in buying some of these spices, but once you get them, you can make this dish like 20 times over the next, I don't know, 6 or 8 months or something like that. So they're definitely worth it. And I know that using a lot of these spices and Indian food can seem pretty intimidating, but it's really not. And this recipe is super easy. As long as you have the spices and a pan, you're good to go. So there's a lot of spices in this recipe, but I don't want you guys paying attention to the amounts and everything like that, because we've been working really hard on our new website, ketotwins.com, and so you're gonna be able to go to our website, link in the description, to this recipe and have a printable copy. I know you guys have been bothering us to do that, and we finally are doing it. So anytime you guys want one of our recipes now, you can just go to ketotwins.com and search like our chapel and bring up the recipe so that you guys can print it and have it. So the most time-consuming part of this recipe is going to be marinating your chicken. You're probably asking, what kind of chicken can I use for butter chicken? Well, you can use any kind of chicken, honestly. We're using boneless, skinless, stick and chop. Did I say?
I don't even know.
Licking thighs. We're using boneless, skinless chicken thighs for this recipe, but you could use chicken breast. And actually, I was reading about the history of butter chicken. It's actually a recipe that isn't original to India, but actually more so original to the United States, because restaurants would have all this leftover chicken and they needed a way to like not reuse it, but they needed a way to give it a second life. And so they would make this sauce, rehydrate the chicken in it. So any kind of chicken will do. Anyway, so you can marinate your chicken for like anywhere between an hour or even up to overnight. The marinade is pretty much like full fat Greek yogurt, and you're gonna mix in a lot of the same spices that you're gonna find in the dish, like garam masala and chili powder, salt, and stuff like that. You mix that into the yogurt and then you slather it all over the chicken and you put it in the fridge covered for at least an hour, maybe even up to overnight. Our chicken has been marinating for a couple hours, and so we're gonna start cooking the rest of this dish. So what I've done is I've cut up half of a large white onion, and I made sure to dice it pretty thin because you want that to cook fast. Also, butter chicken tends to be kind of like a smooth and creamy sauce, so you don't want like these really big pieces of onion in your butter chicken. I melted about 4 tablespoons of butter in a pan. Then I put my onions in there and I'm gonna let them kind of saute, cook down until they're translucent. Sarah and I talk a lot about 30% and the 70% rule on our channel, which means that 30% of the time we eat pretty luxuriously and 70% of the week we eat pretty simply if you're looking for like weight loss, you know what I mean? So this would be considered kind of like in that 30%. I just want to tell you guys that now because I don't want to hear it later. This recipe could probably have around 8 to 10 net carbs in just the sauce, because tomato sauce has like a decent amount of carbs in it. So you guys gotta, eat this way 30% of the time. I don't like want to seem like, but you can't have butter chicken 3 times a day on keto, but you can have it from time to time, and it's super delicious. And you know what? It's a lot cheaper than ordering it out after you buy all the spices and stuff, because when Sarah and I order Indian food, it's like $60 or $70.
For 2 people.
For 2 people. So now that our onions are translucent and cooked down, I'm gonna start adding our spices into this. I'm gonna be adding garlic powder, chili powder, garam masala, salt, and ginger paste, and cumin. You could use fresh garlic in this recipe, and you would probably want to put it in at this stage so that it cooks. We're using garlic powder because I don't know if it's out of laziness or whatever, but I like garlic powder. I think it works fine for me. Anyway, we kind of aga it on this channel, and that in Malaysian that is kind of a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I'm probably saying that wrong because my mom's like, it's aga, and I'm just like aga. Anyway, so if you guys don't have fresh garlic, use garlic powder. If you guys don't have fresh ginger, use ginger powder. It's all about learning about like what you like and adjusting it so you have your own recipe. So I'm gonna be adding in all the spices, and we're gonna get that cooked down. It's gonna turn this dish a different color right away. And then we're gonna be adding the tomato puree and the heavy cream. Okay, so I took out our chicken that's been marinating for a couple of hours, and I kind of held it with a tong and sliced it up. It doesn't need to be like completely symmetrical slices, but you want them all to be generally around the same size. And then you're going to kind of nestle them into the sauce so that they're all covered and evenly distributed. You can stir it, but I would stir it a bit later. I would just cover it, and I would turn it up to like low to like around 2 or 3, pretty low heat. You're gonna let this simmer for like 20 to 30 minutes. And while that's simmering, Sarah's gonna get us started on our beautiful and aromatic cauliflower rice. Okay, so to make this cauliflower rice, it is really, really simple. We're gonna go in with our dry cook method, It is the way that we prepare all of our cauliflower dishes. So I have here a bag of riced cauliflower. This one is from Aldi and it already has herbs in it that I think that will go well in this dish. It has garlic and herbs. I don't know what herbs. Let me see. Herbs. Oh, yeah. It has cauliflower, water, parsley, garlic. Perfect. This will go well with a bunch of different dishes. I'm gonna be starting this off in the pan because when we made our Spanish rice in our cauliflower rice sucks video, many of you did not like the fact that we put it into the microwave in the bag. So I actually didn't know that, you know, people didn't like doing that because of the plastic. So I'm starting it off in the pan. If you wanna use the microwave, you can. If you wanna take it out of the bag and put it in a bowl and then put it in the microwave, you can do that. I just feel like it takes a lot longer when it's frozen, but we'll try it and see how it works.
We do have 20 minutes.
We have time, so why not try it this way? So if you've never seen us make cauliflower rice here on our channel before, the key is to cook out the moisture. The moisture is what contains that cauliflower smell that nobody likes. And the more that you cook and dry out the rice, the better that it becomes. You're gonna let your cauliflower rice sit in the pan. It's dry pan, there's no oil, butter, anything. We're gonna be re-adding in our flavors with our moisture at the end. But for right now, just your goal is to cook it for as long as possible. You're gonna see it start to brown and that's what you wanna see. If you move over the cauliflower in the pan and you see moisture, it is still too wet, keep going. The butter chicken has been simmering on a low heat for about 20 minutes and we're gonna check on it. Ooh, it looks good. It has thinned out a bit because of the juices from the chicken. It's nice and luxurious, yummy. The chicken will be cooked through at this point, so pretty much all you're gonna do is turn off the heat and let it sit. Okay, so it's really simple to make this cauliflower rice. All you're gonna do is put it in the pan, cook out that moisture. We've been letting it sit on a low to medium heat, and we're just moving it around in the pan to evaporate that moisture. You move the cauliflower aside and see that there's no water there, you're getting close. I like to actually wait till I see a little bit of browning in the pan, and then you're gonna go ahead and add in your flavors. So we added in 2 tablespoons of butter. I didn't really measure this. I just sprinkled in some garlic powder, probably around a teaspoon. I put in some ginger paste and some freshly chopped cilantro, and I stirred it all together and it's ready to go. And if you're missing naan, which is one of my favorite things that I used to get when I would order out Indian food, you can take a low carb tortilla, fry it up in a pan with some butter and garlic and some parsley, and you dip that into the sauce. You're not gonna know the difference, I promise you. It's a great replacement for naan. All right, so all of our elements are ready. Let's plate it up and try it. So here we have our keto butter chicken. It looks delightful. I haven't had this in a minute, Emily. Emily used to make this for me all the time, but now she stopped making it. There is a little bit of heat from that sauce, but it's not too bad. You know, if you guys don't like heat, maybe find a chili powder that is not spicy. You know, we did buy this one from an Indian shop, and even though it says it's not spicy, I would say that there is a little bit of spice in this particular one. And here is our naan, which is not really a naan, but it's a low carb tortilla that we fried up in some butter and some garlic and sprinkled on some parsley. The butter, actually, it just makes it taste almost like a naan, you know, because that's what naan has in it. It has butter and garlic and...
It's a vehicle.
It's a vehicle, right. It's a vehicle for the sauce, like just like the cauliflower rice. We have this beautiful flavored cauliflower rice here, so let's try that.
Vroom vroom. I'm kidding.
And remember guys, we just launched our website, ketotwins.com. Go over and check it out. This recipe and the cauliflower rice one will be on there, and we'll leave a link to that in the description below. And if you guys want to see another video where we took cauliflower rice and made it into a beautiful Spanish inspired rice, it would be perfect for like your next taco night, make sure to click on the video on the screen and we'll see you over there. Anyway, I'm Sarah from the Keto Twins and Emily's behind the camera, and we'll see you next time.